I've done every type of house flip you can think of. I've done luxury, I've done small, medium, and large. I've done complete gut jobs, infestations. I've done hood houses. I've done historic houses. And here's what most people get wrong about flipping houses. They think that it's all about finding the right property, but the real money is made in the renovation. In this video, I'm gonna break down the top renovation tips that'll take your flip from average to insanely profitable. I'm talking about the strategies that not only boost the value of your property, but also make sure that you get the most bang for your buck. If you're serious about maximizing your profits and you want to avoid costly mistakes, then you need to watch this from start to finish. I'm also going to introduce a concept that took me almost a decade to develop and now has my business running at $100,000 to $200,000 each and every month. You spend less on your renovations, but you actually earn more. By the end, you're gonna know exactly what to do, what not to do when renovating your next flip. Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Jeff Kudlotz, AKA Jeffrey Dollars. I've done over $50 million worth of real estate transactions over the past decade, and I've flipped over 350 homes, and my business flips between 4 and 5 houses each and every month. This video is all about how to be smart in your renovation choices when you are increasing your property value. Now, what does it mean to be smart? It means only focusing on the key elements of your renovation that actually add value. And this is a concept that I call stealth wealth. Now, stealth wealth is all about value creation. The key concept of stealth wealth is maximizing the value of your renovation while keeping your costs as minimal as possible. You don't want to waste time on any structural changes because they don't add value to your property. The homeowner doesn't expect the walls to be caving in. They don't expect the plumbing to be leaking. They don't expect the wires to be crisscrossed. All of that is an expectation, but yet it costs tens of thousands of dollars to remedy. You want to focus all of your renovations on cosmetic changes that increase the perceived value and create an emotional response from your buyers. All of your time in your renovation should be spent trying to maximize your ROI or your return on investment. Now, when you're doing high ROI renovations, these are very market specific. When you're choosing your renovations, it's very market specific. So what you need to do is local market research and see exactly what the buyers are demanding in the local area or your neighborhood in which you're flipping the house in. The key to stealth wealth is maximizing the value, and the value is created in 2 key areas of the house. That's the kitchens and the bathrooms. Now, these are very critical because this is where the homeowners or people who live in the house spend the most amount of time. All of your upgrades in these areas can be cosmetic in nature, but still have a very high perceived value. An example of the stealth wealth concept in the kitchen is reusing kitchen cabinets and resurfacing them while adding new hardware. It's resurfacing kitchen countertops that are already in good condition, they just look outdated. It's upgrading outdated faucet fixtures in exchange for newer modern ones. All of these contribute to the overall picture that the house is extremely valuable and you will be able to get top dollar for it. Another low-cost example of stealth wealth is boosting the curb appeal. You can have a simple exterior makeover. It doesn't need to be over the top. There are very low-cost upgrades that you can do, such as paint, minimal landscaping, fresh mulch, or you can even do a very small fire pit in the backyard. The landscape and the curb appeal does not have to break your budget because buyers expect the house to be in good exterior condition. These simple exterior improvements can extremely boost your property value. The key here is that a majority of your upgrades need to be cosmetic in nature. And a pro tip is that once you find 2 to 3 templates that actually work, do them over and over again. In my business, we have 2 templates that we do on each and every house flip. We have the same flooring, we have the same paint, we have the same tile, we have the same countertops, the same everything. This streamlines my process and creates what's called an SOP, a standard operating procedure. It also cuts down on our costs significantly because we're able to buy these materials in bulk, and whatever materials that we don't use on one project, we move it to the next project because we know that we're going to be using the exact same materials. It's also easier to manage because we're not running around to different hardware hardware stores or home decor stores picking out different fixtures for different projects. It's also easier on my contractors because I can give them my template document that shows exactly what every material that we use on our renovations. They know exactly what to expect on the house, what we expect in terms of renovation standards, and how to execute the project. It's also easier to manage our budget because we know exactly what our material costs are going to be instead of them fluctuating between projects. When it comes to a house renovation, your budget management is one of the most crucial parts of the entire process, because if your budget is shot, then that is going to eat into your profits. It can eat into your profits so much that you could actually lose money on a house once everything is said and done. Now, when you're setting a renovation budget, you need to allocate your funds effectively, and that means prioritizing the repairs on the areas that need the most work. Now, along the same lines of needing the most work, also the ones that create the most value. And also, when you're creating your budget and your renovation scope, avoid over improvement of the house. Just because you put money into the house does not mean that you are going to get the money out. The key concept to stealth wealth is maximizing the amount of value for the least amount of money possible. It's a delicate balance between quality and the cost to avoid diminishing returns, which means you're not going to get the money back that you actually put into the property. Every renovation decision that you make, you need to ask yourself, will I get a dollar for dollar at minimum back for this renovation? Now, when you're building your budget for your house renovation, always build in between 10 and 20% of your total budget as a contingency. Now, this is your fund, your contingency fund, if something comes up that you didn't expect for or you didn't account for. And there's a couple benefits to building in a contingency budget. And the first one is it's there if you need it. I have always had a contingency budget in each one of my projects, and I have always dipped into it somehow because there's some sort of cost that always comes up. Now, the second benefit to having a contingency budget is that if you don't use it, it's just more profit. It's more upside when you actually sell the house, but it's a buffer and it's a cushion that's there if you need it. Another key to maximizing and getting in high ROI return on your renovation is working with the right contractors. Selecting the right team is as important as the ones who are doing the work. You always want to vet and hire reliable contractors so that they don't do shoddy work and they don't steal from you. There's nothing worse than you giving a contractor 20% down for the materials and then you never hear from them again. And then you're back to square one, only you're 20% poor. It's absolutely critical to have an agreement in place with each one of your contractors to not only set the expectations on what the project is going to entail, but it will also create milestones on when the contractor will get paid for a certain amount of work that is done. You always want to have it in writing or some sort of contract agreement to protect your investment. If you want my free contractor agreement that I use that's very investor friendly, just go to stealthwealthprofits.com/general agreement. So just as importantly as having the right contractors or even building the right budget is how you manage the project. You need to oversee the renovation process as effectively as possible. I run my business as a very lean operation. There is not more than one day on any given project that somebody is not in the house or there's not a trade working in the house on the renovation. Literally, time is money, and the more time that you are caught up in your project, the more that your holding costs go up. Now, your holding costs are the mortgage, the utility payments, your insurance payments, and your taxes. So the longer that you hold this property, the more your costs are going to go up. Now, if you're using a general contractor for all of the trades, make sure that they have everybody lined up so that you can reduce as much downtime as possible. If you're going to be acting as the general contractor, you just have to fill that role so that all of your subcontractors get in, do their work so that you don't have very much downtime. The key here is to never not have somebody working in the house. Managing a highly effective renovation comes from time and experience. I highly recommend you use a general contractor because they're not only going to have that time and experience already needed to run the operation efficiently, but they're also going to have a very long list of subcontractors that they can call on and trusted tradesmen as well. On every renovation, you should always be implementing the concept of stealth wealth, in which you maximize the most amount of value for the least amount of money possible. Until you get between 20 and 30 deals under your belt or you have enough experience experience. Don't mess around with structural issues like lifting the house up, foundation issues, because these don't add value to the house. They cost time and money, but they do not add to the sales price. You also want to work with trusted contractors who are reliable, who show up on time, and who have been properly vetted. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with here on this video is focus the majority of your renovation on the two key areas of the house that add the most value, the kitchens and the bathrooms. So thanks for watching, guys. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more insider tips on flipping houses. I come out with a new video each and every week. Be sure to follow me on other platforms. You can look up Jeffrey Dollars on every social media channel. I'm there and I post daily content. If you want my free calculator that calculates all of your profits on a deal and does an analysis for you and shows you exactly how much private money you can use and how much profit you stand to make, click the link in the description below and I will send it to you for free. I promise it'll level up your game. It's completely free. Just check it out. And if you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments below and I'll get back to you personally. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you on the next one.